Hello, friends. Today's topic, the email that stole a captain's future. Why the most dangerous maritime risk never appears on any checklist. Captain Arjun, the chief officer, stepped into the master's cabin at 0545 hours. The vessel was approaching the pilot station of Singapore. Traffic was building. The bridge team was preparing for arrival. The captain looked up from his laptop. Another email, then another, then another. Port updates, charter's instructions, owner's questions, agent's confirmation, bunker figures, crew change requests. Nothing unusual, just another day in shipping. Or so it seemed. 6 months later, the captain sat in the hotel lobby during leave. His daughter walked into the room carrying a school project. Dad, can you help me? He smiled. Of course. Then his phone vibrated. An operations query. He replied. Another message is arrived. Then another. His daughter waited quietly. After a few minutes, she picked up her project and walked away. You always say later. The words were soft, but they stayed with him. That night, he couldn't sleep. Not because of weather, not because of inspection, not because of machinery, because he suddenly realized something uncomfortable. For years, he had been excellent in responding, but he had stopped deciding. Every mail determined his priorities, every message controlled his attention, every urgent request became important. He was managing a ship, but he was no longer managing himself. The next voyage began differently. Nothing dramatic, no motivational speech, no grand plan, just one decision. The first hour of every morning would belong to him, not to email, not to notification, not to somebody else's urgency. At sea, he started reading again, 20 minutes every morning. He reviewed leadership notes, studied new regulations, planned improvements, mentored junior officers. Small actions, nothing impressive. Back in the office, the operators noticed something. The captain's response were not slower, they were better. Problems were solved earlier. Instructions were clearer. The crew seemed more engaged. The vessel's performance improved. One afternoon, a young chief officer asked him, Captain, how do you stay so disciplined? The captain laughed. I don't. The officer looked confused. The captain pointed toward bridge checklist. Do you debate whether to complete the checklist every watch? No. Why not? Because it's procedure. The captain nodded. Exactly. Then he closed the folder. Most people think success comes from discipline. He paused. It comes from systems. The young officer thought about that for a moment. The captain continued. When you rely on motivation, every day become a negotiations. Should I read? Should I study? Should I exercise? Should I prepare? By evening, you have spent all energy deciding, not doing. Outside the vessel was crossing the Indian Ocean. The engines turned steadily below. One revolution, then another, then another. Nothing dramatic, No single revolution changed the voyage, yet thousands of them carried the vessel towards its destination. Years later, that young chief officer became a master. During a leadership seminar, he was asked, "What is the most dangerous risk in shipping?" The audience expected the answer about navigation, weather, machinery, safety. Instead, he smiled and remembered a conversation on a board wing long ago. Then he answered, "The most dangerous risk is spending your life reacting." The room became quiet because storm pass, machinery gets repaired, cargoes get discharged, voyages get completed. But a career spent reacting slowly drift away from it intended destination. Not because of one mistake, because of thousands of small interruptions. Every successful voyage starts with a plan. Every successful ship operates through systems. Every successful career requires the same thing. Not more motivation, better routines. So, before your next watch, before your next voyage, before your next promotion, ask yourself, are you following a course, or are you simply responding to the next email? Because ship do not reach their destination by reacting to every wave, and neither do people. Thank you.